Hello, Stitchy friends. How are you all doing? Today is Monday evening, June 15th, 2026. My name is Andrew, this is my dog Winston, and you are here at The Runner Stitcher. This is my channel where I talk primarily about cross stitch and also a little bit about running as well. But if you are new here, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by to check out what I've been up to. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. It really means a lot to me, and I do appreciate that. We are at Flosstube episode number 97. I didn't even realize I was getting so close to the 100th episode, but that will be happening here in a couple of weeks. So I started to think about what I might be able to do, but I just can't believe I've been here for almost 100 episodes. That's wild to me. So thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. I wanted to start off real quick by just saying a huge thank you to two people who took advantage of the Buy Me a Coffee link listed below. Thank you to both Jen and Eve for taking advantage of that. I really do appreciate it, and I will definitely use it for a coffee or a glass of wine after work, one of the two, and really do appreciate it. So thank you. We're just going to jump right into things today, and the first thing I've been doing for the month of June is sharing a pattern from the blue flower that I really like and really enjoy. So we've had two patterns so far. We had the very first one, which was alphabet letters, and congratulations again to our winner. That was sent out to you, so you should be getting that in the mail soon. The other pattern was Happy Camper, and that is just such a fun summary pattern to me. I love it so much. Today, I actually have the physical pattern with me because I purchased this at StitchCon last year, and it is one of my favorite blue flower pieces that she's released. But this one is called, so I don't need to put a picture up here, but I'll just show it to you. This one is called Sea and Shore, and here is what this looks like. I just think it is so much fun. First of all, I love the colors, but I love this orca sort of jumping out of the water here. What else do I love? I love this seal under the umbrella here. I think that's a lot of fun. We've got an octopus in the corner. We've got a puffin over here. We also have a little raccoon right here who seems to be flying a kite in the middle of summer. But I just absolutely love this piece. I think she did a great job. Again, she's so good at designing animals, and I think that's what really stands out with this piece. But it's one of my favorites. So I will have this linked down below in the description box if you're interested in purchasing this pattern from Lindy Stitches. I think it'll be a lot of fun to stitch, and I hope you enjoyed seeing it as well. But that is my sort of pick of the week for the blue flower. All right, and next we have some giveaway winners to take care of. So I want to say a huge thank you to everybody who commented on last week's video. Thank you so much for all of the kind celebration for hitting 8,000 subscribers. That is such a big milestone that I never ever thought I would reach, and it just meant the world that you guys were as excited about that as I am. And so thank you for the kind comments. I did have a number of giveaways on my last video, so let's just go through the winners now. The first item that I was giving away were these floss cards, where you can kit up your floss and kind of hold it on these hoops and then put it through the foam parts here on the side. I had 4 of these cards to give away, and so I'm gonna announce 4 winners. The first winner of the floss card is, and I will put the comment of the winners down here or over here somewhere below, but the first winner is Julianne Williams. Julianne, congratulations, you won one of these floss cards. Our second winner is Sally Diem. I think I'm saying that right, 9327. Sally, you are the winner of our second piece, our second card. Next up, we've got Joyce Cassetta. Joyce, you are the third winner of these floss cards. And the final winner is Lefty Gemini. Congratulations to all 4 of you. You are the winners of these floss cards. So if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and send me an email to therunnerstitcher@gmail.com and let me know your mailing address, and I will get these out in the mail to you. So you're each going to win one of these floss cards. Congratulations. After the floss cards, I was giving away 2 of these 8x8 Q-snaps, and the key word for these were white. So we've got 2 winners for this one. The first winner is Drada Smith. I believe that's right. Yeah, Drada Smith. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I will have your comment here, but you are one of the winners. And the second winner is Danielle McMickle, 2315. So Danielle, you are the second winner of these, and I'll have your comment up here as well. but congratulations to the two of you. You will be getting one of these Q snaps. Again, send me an email to therunnerstitcher@gmail.com to claim your win. Then we had two patterns that I was giving away. The first one was from the Black Swan. This is called View to a Spring Garden. It's this beautiful sort of banner here. And the winner for this is Madeline Gay 9764. So Madeline, congratulations. I believe I met Madeline at Midsummer Stitch last year. So coming full circle here, and Madeline, you are the winner. So go ahead and send me an email with your mailing address and I will get this out in the mail to you. The second pattern we had was this Victorian Charmer from Cooler Classic Designs. This beautiful pattern here, and the winner of this one is The Witchy Woman, and I will put your comment up here, but it was really cool because it sounds like this is a house that you would like to buy in the future. So maybe if you won the pattern, now you can buy the house or the house is coming to you maybe. So congratulations, you are the winner of this pattern. And the final giveaway that we had was for the 2025 Evertote Roxy Flossco Modern Folk Embroidery collaboration for their holiday countdown. And that includes the pattern and the leftover floss, which is the Roxy floss that was left over from the project, which should be enough to stitch the piece in full. So there were a lot of entries for this one. The winner here is Petra Wolford 235. Petra Wolford 235. You are the winner. Congratulations. So go ahead and send me an email as well, and we'll get all those out in the mail. So if you didn't win, don't worry. There'll probably be more giveaways coming on this channel in the future. So just stay tuned, and eventually it could be your turn. But congratulations to all of the winners. And again, thank you so much for being here. 8,000 subscribers. I can hardly believe it, but I'm so glad you're here, and so glad we get to celebrate this all together. Okay, now let's jump into the whips. These are works in progress, or the projects that I worked on in the last week, and I'm really excited to share my progress with you. So the first one I'm going to share is Saga from Long Dog Samplers, and that's what this one is going to look like. You know it by heart by now. Maybe not by heart, but it's this beautiful piece from Long Dog Samplers with all of these different arches and stories that kind of go along with them. I will put a video in here of where I was when I started the week. Okay, here's my starting point for Saga for the week. Sorry if you can hear my washer in the background. It might be kind of loud, but I'm going to work down this pillar. So we will see how far I can get bringing this down. Maybe we'll reach the bottom, but you will see it now. And this week I was able to add in 569 stitches, so that puts me at 67.06% on this piece. We reached the 67% mark, and I was able to get my weekly stitches in for Saga. So here is what the whole thing looks like so far. This is stitched on a 36 count Vintage Country Mocha linen, and I'm using Silks For You PR207 with one strand of silk over 2 linen threads. And it is really coming along now. It's really looking gorgeous. I'm super, super happy with this and just really thrilled to continue working on it. But let's zoom in a little bit now and show you where I worked this week. So basically what I did was I brought this pillar down here to the bottom. This is the very bottom of the pillar. You'll notice that compared to this pillar here, it is missing some of these sections on the side. And the reason for that is the motif that goes in this arch kind of touches the pillar. So I wanted to kind of stitch that section as I stitched the motif in there. So to get the rest of my stitches, I did bring the bottom over just a little bit until I had reached my goal for the day. But yeah, that's the very bottom of the pillar. So what I hope to do next week with this piece is I do hope to sort of connect the bottom just to make sure everything has lined up and we're all correct there. And so I'll bring that across the bottom, and then I'll likely just kind of start somewhere or maybe at the top of this and start filling in what's inside this arch, what's in the story, which should be fun. So hopefully next week you'll get to see a little bit of that. And then we just have this like sort of half arch left over here. So there's just a little bit of the arch itself right here, and then yeah, we'll get into that story as well. But this was a lot of fun. I'm super happy I was able to get my stitching in. Worked on this on Friday evening. So it's looking really beautiful, and I still really enjoy working on it. I think, you know, spacing it out like this over 4 years has been really fun because I don't get tired of the project. I don't get sick of it because I only work on it really one day out of the week. and I'm able to kind of get the stitches in I need, and then I put it away. So each time I pull it out, it's kind of like a new experience. But that is Saga from Long Dog Samplers. The next whip I've got for you is my mystery stitch. This is a mystery full coverage piece that I'm stitching and kind of having you come along for the ride and guess who or what you think might be popping up next in the piece. And that has been so much fun for me. I'm glad you're enjoying it as well. But I forgot to take a video again, so I will put a picture up here where it was at the beginning of this week and where it looked like then. I did do a Stitch With Me video this past weekend, so I hope you, if you had time to watch that yesterday, I hope you enjoyed it. It was really nice for me to sit down and stitch with you, and I did actually make a lot of progress after that video. So I do have other things to share, so if you watch that, you're not fully caught up yet. But this week I was able to add in 464 stitches, and that puts me at 0.66%. So we're still not even at 1% yet, but that's okay. I'm super happy with where we got to. So I'm gonna try to get these threads out of the way so you can see this as best as possible. But here is the mystery stitch. Now we already know what this motif is right here. And basically what I worked on this time was I had a little bit of this diagonal left to go. So I finished most of that on the call, or not on the call, on the Zoom with you to stitch. But I finished that diagonal, and then I came back up here to the top and started on the next diagonal. And I don't know how well you can tell, but this section right through here, right beside the black of her hair, that is all white stitches. So it was actually some block stitching, which helped things to go a little bit faster. It's kind of hard to see in the piece itself. It doesn't look like I really did much, but I did get through that section, and then also brought her hair down a little bit more. We've got her cheekbone kind of that came in. But I think she's looking great. We have a little in this diagonal, we have more of her hair to kind of go through, and then we'll get to her glove sort of right here, which will be fun. And then once I get down here, we'll be working more on that new motif that's coming in. The white up here, I will say, is just a little bit of background. So there are some spots in this piece where there's some background that happens, and that's what that white is right there. So that, you don't have to guess anything with the white because that's just background stitching, but there's not too much of it. So I think maybe 1 or 2 more diagonals over and we'll get to the next motif at that section as well. But that is what it's looking like. I'm super happy with it. And you know, everybody keeps asking me, how big are you gonna go with the diagonals? And the answer to that is, I don't know. When I started the piece, I thought the idea of stitching just diagonals the whole time and kind of like having it just be the whole piece sounded appealing to me. I understand that will mean moving my Q-snap a lot more than I've had to here in the beginning, but I kind of like being able to see how that will flow through. However, with all these parked threads and everything going on, I'm not sure if I want parked threads sort of under the Q-snap parts. I'm not sure if that makes sense. So maybe I will have to cut it off at some point and just decide, like, maybe I'll do all the way across the top first or something, and then kind of work on the next diagonal. But I haven't really thought that far yet. So just stay tuned to find out. But for now, I'm going to keep working on this diagonal, and I'm going to probably keep working on it until it doesn't fit in my Q-snap anymore, and then make a decision. So that's the mystery stitch, and I hope you'll enjoy continuing to see this one and guessing along with me. All right, the next piece I've got for you is Little Acorns. This is from Modern Folk Embroidery, and this has become a piece that I've just really enjoyed working on lately and has brought me a lot of peace. It's just really lovely to stitch on. So I will put a video in here of where I was when I started the week. Okay, this is my starting point for Little Acorns, and goodness, this color definitely is not coming through. Oh, there we go, that's better. I'm gonna finish this little petal right here, and I guess I'll just keep working my way across. So you will see how far I get now. And I am happy to say that I finally put this in a project bag, because so far I've just been leaving it sit out around the apartment from when I started it, because I didn't have it really anywhere to go with it. And I finally decided, you know what, I need to just put this in a project bag. And this is one that I was gifted from one of my viewers, which I love it so much. Thank you so much again for this kind gift. But I decided to put in the piece and use this as my bag for this piece. So I apologize for the zipper. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. But yeah, now this project has a home, which feels good. So this week I was able to add in 640 stitches, and that puts me at 7.41% on this piece. So that was some really good progress. And here's what this looks like. This is stitched on a 40 count red cedar by Cedar River Linen, and I'm using Silks for You. Actually, I think this is a 36 count. Now that I think about it, I think it is a 36 count, 36 or 40. But this is Silks for You PR149. It's this sort of beautiful kind of tan and golden color that really brings out the color in this fabric as well. And I'm really enjoying it. So what did I work on this time? Well, I added in this bird for sure. I know I didn't have the bird. I added this little section here at the bottom. I think I added in a lot of these like leaves of this tree and branch right there. And I did bring some of the border along. I forget if it was the top or the bottom, but this marks the halfway point of this top banner. So then it repeats itself on this side. And yeah, that's where I'm at. I think I am really enjoying working on this piece, and that's why it's kind of stayed out because it's been a comfort stitch for me. But I do think I would like to finish the top band before I put it away. Because I have less stitching time now, I'm getting to less projects, and so there are other projects really calling my name that I want to kind of rotate in. But I've just been loving this so much, and especially on the evenings when I get home from work and I only have about an hour or an hour and a half to stitch, this is the piece I go to pick up because it's easy to start, it's easy to get a lot of stitching in that amount of time, and it is kind of relaxing and comforting to me. And that's kind of what I've been needing at the end of a long work day. So yeah, so I will keep pulling this out, and my goal will be to finish this top banner before I sort of put it away and maybe rotate into another project. But this will always be there for me to pull out and continue working on as I need it. So yeah, I'm really loving the silks. Again, I always talk about Silks for You, but I really do enjoy the piece. I really do enjoy how the silks look, and this one is no different. It's got a nice subtle variation, but just really beautiful. I think it's coming along really well in this fabric. It's kind of what I was hoping it would be. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, that is Little Acorns from Modern Folk Embroidery. All right, and I've got one more whip for you this week, and that's the stitching I was able to work on. But the final one I worked on, I was really happy to pull it back out. This is Strawberries Forever from Told in the Garden. This is what the piece is going to look like. I absolutely love it. It reminds me of growing up in Pennsylvania, in Lancaster, and they actually would sell strawberries in little green cartons along the side of the road on the farms, and we used to stop and get fresh strawberries all the time, and that's exactly what the scene reminds me of. So I knew I had to stitch it as soon as I saw it and realized there was a pattern like this, but it reminds me so much of my upbringing and of home. So I also pulled this out for the month of June because Strawberry Moon Sal is happening and everyone is stitching on strawberry pieces. It's kind of amazing how many designs there are with strawberries on them for this time of year. But I just love that it comes around and everybody kind of pulls out their strawberry stitches. And this is one that I may have had, this might be my third Strawberry Moon Sal now for this piece. But I do enjoy pulling it back out each time and getting a little work on it. It seems like May and June are the months I work on this piece, and it's really starting to come along now. So I will put a video in here of where I was when I started the week. Okay, here's my starting point for Strawberries Forever, and I hope to at least complete the fence, and then we'll see how much further I get from that. You will see it now. And I am happy to share what I got done this week because I did sort of complete the little goal I had in my head of how far I wanted to get on this piece. But I added 511 stitches. This is a paper pattern. It's actually a hand-drawn paper pattern, which I'm so impressed by that someone took the time to really hand draw those symbols for this whole chart. But I don't have the percentage because of that. So I will show you where I got to now. But this is the piece. So what did I do? Well, the first thing I did was finish the white fence because it was not all the way across this section right over here. So I finished the white fence, that is completely done. And I added in these little greens underneath the fence here. I think these greens were done before. And then I started working on this quilt. And I just love this quilt. The colors in it are beautiful. The shading is beautiful. If there's one thing that Told in the Garden, and that's Marilyn Levitt Emblem, if there's one thing that she does well in Told in the Garden, in Butternut Road, and in Lavender and Lace, it's the shading of the colors. I'm always impressed by it, and this quilt is no different. So I started this quilt, and it's actually more stitches than you would think. Most of the stitches went into that little quilt piece there, and when I started it, I thought, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to finish it this week. But it turns out I did have a little bit of stitchy time throughout the day today, and I went right back to this piece and actually got the quilt done. So I finished the quilt and also the pole that it's sort of hanging on that will kind of go across. So there are 4 quilts in total. So I've got one of the 4 done. We've got another one here and 2 more on this section. And then in the center is the scene with the Amishman and Amish woman. And I'm excited to stitch that too. But it feels really good to have another quilt done, and especially to just complete this band with the bigger fence. That felt like an accomplishment as well. I still have a number of bands to go underneath the quilts. So we have one more row of strawberry baskets, and then we have, I think, the words forever and maybe some motifs, and then there's a final, actually I think there might be a band of strawberries, and then the final kind of decorative banner at the bottom. So although I am getting close to a finish on this piece, there's still some decent work to it. And with this piece, because of all of the color shading that happens, you end up stitching in these little motifs a few stitches of each color, and then you have to end your thread and move on to the next one. So it is a bit tedious, but I do really enjoy it. This piece also came out because it was a choice for my Patreon members to stitch on, or for me to stitch on this month, and a number of them voted for stitches into this piece, so I actually got it out for that as well. It was for both Strawberry Moonsal and for my Patreon members. So I hope they enjoyed seeing this. There is a chance, slight chance, I may pull this out again this week. I'm still debating or still seeing what I'll be feeling this week, whether it will be Strawberries Forever or Teresa Wentzler. Maybe if you have a thought of what you think I should stitch on, let me know. I don't know that I'll get to both of those pieces, but one of them I do want to get out this week for sure. So that's my progress on Strawberries Forever, and I hope you enjoyed seeing the update and a little bit of quilting that I did. All right, and that's all the stitching I've got for you this week. So let's jump into plans, which really my only plan is SAGA to get in the weekly stitches that I need for that piece. Otherwise, I just kind of have been stitching what I want and trying to combine it in with a few other pieces as well. There is another piece that my Patreon members have voted on to put stitches into, so I do want to pull that out by the end of June. Maybe that will be this week, we'll see. And then of course I have my other WIPCO goal, which is another 500 stitches in the Teresa Wentzler piece. So those 3 are the contenders: Strawberries Forever, Teresa Wentzler, and then this, the third piece for Patreon. I did have a chance on Saturday to stitch with some of my Patreon members, and that was just such a great time. It's been so fun to connect with them on this monthly basis, and really just get to kind of see the progress on their projects and just spend some time chatting about life and just talking together. It's really been a great time for me, and I hope that they are enjoying it as well. But it was a lovely couple of hours stitching with them on Saturday. And other than that, life has been good. You know, it's been a very busy schedule. I'm still running in the mornings. Work is still going really well. I feel like I'm learning a lot. I think maybe now I'm a little less tired in the evenings because I think I'm getting a little faster at what I'm doing at work and just kind of feeling more comfortable with things and not quite as mentally drained when I get done in the evening. So that is a good feeling. But yeah, otherwise life has just been good. We had a beautiful weekend in New York this past weekend, and I am excited to share that I did film another walk. So I didn't know if I would get around to it or not, but one of my Patreon members, Angie, she kind of pushed me a little bit in a good way to think about filming my next walk, and it was so nice on Sunday. I had to get out of the apartment, and I decided to film a little walking tour of the West Village, and there were a lot of people out, which was great, and I had a good time sort of walking around. I haven't had a chance to edit that or get that up yet, but I'm hoping by the end of this week that will be up on my walking channel, which is Andrew in Stride. I'll have that linked below. So if you're doing Whip into Shape Walking Edition, hopefully you've had a little bit of time to catch up or get close to catching up, but now we're going to start adding again. I don't know how often, but we've got one more walk coming your way, so stay tuned for that. And otherwise, I think that's all I've got for you this week. So I'm going to keep this nice and short so you can get on to your next Flosstube video. But thanks again for joining me, and congratulations to all of the winners on the 8K subscribers. I hope you enjoy your prizes. I just want to say, keep finding the joy in your everyday life, and especially as we get into summer and these hotter months. I know sometimes the heat is not the most fun to be outside in, but there are also a lot of days where we can get outside and go for a walk or enjoy the sunshine, and I think that makes all the difference. Even today, I was working from home on my lunch break, and I was able to sit outside on my patio and just soak in a little sun on my lunch break, and that felt amazing. So much better than being in an office every single day and not getting to experience that. So I was happy to take advantage of that today, and it's those little moments of joy and sunshine and being out in the world that really make the difference. So I encourage you to do the same. But that's all I've got. I'm just rambling now. So keep running if you're a runner, always keep stitching, and be kind to whoever you meet on your journey. Bye for now, until the next stitch.